الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Math grade 9 Algebra 1. We are in model 6 lesson 5, the last lesson in this model. Graphing inequalities in two variables. So in this lesson we want to learn graphing linear inequalities in two variables. The graph of a linear inequality represents the set of all points that are solutions of the inequality. The edge of the graph is what? Is a boundary depending on the inequality. The boundary will or will not be included the solution set. The boundary divides the coordinate plane into regions called half planes. And when the boundary is included, the solution of the linear inequality is closed half plane. When the boundary is not included, it is an open half plane. So when the the values include in the solution means we have closed half plane, and when the values not included in the solution means we have what? We have open half plane. Step 1, graph the boundary. Use a solid boundary when the inequality contains less than or equal, or يا خنائي greater than or equal. ركز معي. المعلومات اللي عم نحكيها هامة بتضل معنا بالثانوي، بنضل نستخدمها حتى ما بعد المرحلة الثانوية. لذلك ركز معي. Use a dashed boundary when the inequality contains less than or greater. So as you see, when we have the inequality less than or equal or greater than or equal, use a dashed boundary. Okay? So the graph, the boundary, use a solid boundary. We use a solid boundary when the inequality contains less than or equal or greater than or equal. And we use dashed boundary when the inequality contains less than or greater. Use test point. After you graph, use test point to determine which half plane should be shed. Then shed the half plane that contains the solution. Listen to this example to understand how to graph the inequality as two variables. As you see, the question here, graph 3x minus 2y less than 8. Look here, as you see, we have x and we have y. We have two variables. So when you have two variables, the first step to graph the boundary, try to remove this term 3x to the next side. So you will get here negative 2y less than, here will be negative 3x plus 8. Then divide the two sides by negative 2 to get y alone. As you remember, when you divide the inequality by negative number, switch the direction of the sign. So you will get y greater than 3 over 2x minus 4. Now we have this inequality. The second step, use a test point. We have this line, this is this inequality. We want to know after the graph, where is the area of the solution? Where is the area of the solution? So we have here 0 up the line. We want to test if the 0 from this solution or not. How? What is the coordinate of 0, 0? So to take this point and make test. Make test means substitute the value inside this inequality. So put x 0 and put y 0, then check. 3 times 0, 0, and 2 times 0, 0, 0 minus 0 will be 0. Is it 0 less than 8? Yes. So this is true solution, means O in the area of the set of solution, means the area will be up this line. How to represent? We can shade this area. So the name of this area, closed part, and the name of this area here, open part. So the shaded area here, or the shaded half, means this is the area of the solution. And the name, Ya Muhammad Hanai, the name of this area will be what? Will be the closed half plane. And here, the second part, second area here, will be the open half plane. Shaded the half plane because the test point is a solution of the inequality. Shade the half plane containing the test point. The next example, graph an inequality with a closed half plane. Graph 3x plus 4y less than or equal. And as you see here, we have equal in the sign. Here, we don't have equal. And if you don't have equal, just we can shade it. So what we do if we have equal? Continue with me. So graph 3x plus 4y less than or equal 0. The first step, graph the boundary. To graph this inequality, try at the first to write this inequality as y less than or y greater than. So we can remove 3x to the next side, yeah, Michelle. Will be here 4y less than or equal minus 3x. Then divide the two sides by 4, so y equal less than or equal minus 3 over 4x. Then use the test point. If you graph this inequality, we want to know what is the area of the solution. So choose any point from this part. For example, 1, 1. This is 1 and this is 1. Then check. Then check means put the value of x1 and put the value of y1. 3 times 1 plus 4 times 1 will be 3 times 1 is 3 and 4 times 1 4. 3 plus 4 will be 7. Is it 7 less than or equal 0? No, it's not less than or equal 0. So this is not from the area of the solution. So means this part not the area, means the second part the area. So you can shade it. You can shade it, the area, and the name of this area will be the closed half plane. The closed half plane. As you see, when we don't have equal in the sign, we draw the line like this, like dashed. And when you have equal in the sign, we draw the continuous straight line. Okay, this is the difference between if we have equals or not equal. So because the test point is not a solution of the inequality, shade the half plane that does not contain the test point. And as you see here, we don't have equal. So we can draw the line like this. And here the same idea. So at the first, we can write this inequality as y less than. I will solve it with you. The first question here, we have 2x plus y, 2x plus y less than, we don't have equal here, less than minus 1. So at the first, try to remove 2x to the second side. So y less than minus 2x minus 4. Then we want to graph this inequality.
So why is that part of this side?
Because we want to do this inequality as y equal. Why would we want to do? Because the inequality will be straight line. And as you remember from the previous term, what is the equation of the linear? Y equal mx plus b. So we want to do this form like this, y equal, or y less than, or y greater than, okay? So how to graph this inequality? And as you see, this is b here. We know b, so we know the first point, 0 minus 4. This is the y-intercept. And we can choose any values to find the second point. And if you choose, for example, 1 minus 2 times 1, minus 2 times 1, minus 2. Minus 2 and minus 4 will be minus 6. So represent the points here. We have 0 minus 4. This is here minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. This is 0 minus 4. Then 1, 6, or 1 minus 6 will be here. And we don't have equal in the sign, so draw the line like this. We want to represent what is the area of the solution. Is it the area down the linear or up the linear? Down the linear or up the linear? Here we can do test. We can here do test. We can choose any point from up. Like if you choose 0, 0, 0. Like go back to the inequality and do test here. Here 0, the value of y 0, less than, here minus 2 times 0, minus 4. So here you have 0, less than, minus 2 times 0 will be 0, 0 minus 4 will be minus 4. And 0, is it 0 less than, is it 0 less than minus 4? No. So this is wrong. Means 0, 0. Tamam. Means 0 not less than. So means this point not included in the set solution. Means this part not the set solution. Means the opposite part. This is the set solution. So you can shade it this area. You can shade it this area. The next example. Here we have x minus 2y, x minus 2y greater than minus 1. So we want to graph this inequality and we want to represent the set of the solution in the graph. So at the first, try to write this inequality like y greater than or y less than. So we can remove x to the next side. So will be here 2y or negative 2y greater than x will be negative x minus 1. Then we want to remove negative 2 from the side, so we can divide here by negative 2 and divide here by negative 2. Negative 2 divided by negative 2 will be 1. 1y means y. And switch the direction of the sign because it's divided by negative number. And here minus divided by minus will be positive, will be 1 over 2x. And here minus divided by minus will be positive. 4 divided by 2 will be 2. Now this is the inequality now. How to graph this inequality? And as you see, this is y-intercept means the first point we have 0, 2. This is here 1, this is here 2, this is 0, 2. The second point, you can choose the value of x, choose any value. And if you choose 2, for example here, if you put the value of x2, 2 times half will be 1. 1 plus 2 will be 3. So 2, 3. Here 1, 2, 3. So you can match between the points. And as you see here, we don't have equal in the sign. So use dashed line. Like this. Now, as you see, when you graph the line, or when you draw the line, you have 2 parts. We have here the right of the line and the left of the line. How to know what is the part, the solution of this inequality? So here we can do test. We can do here test. And if you choose here 0, 0 where or the origin will be in the left of the line. You can put here 0, 0. And y here 0 less than 1 over 2 times 0 plus 2. Is it 0 less than 1 over 2 times 0 plus 2? 0, is it less than 0 times half will be 0, it means here 2. Is it 0 less than 2? Is it 0 less than 2, Michelle? No. Means this area, this point not include in the set of the solution. Means this area, this is the half open area. So where is the area means this is the area. So you can shade it this area. You can shade it this area. And this is the name of this area will be what? Will be the shaded or the closed half area. Okay? Applying graphic inequalities in two variables. Look to this example. Then you can spend up to $20 to provide the tens. Squid with a drink after their practice. A bottle of water costs $0.80 and a sports drink costs $1.25. How many bottles of water and sports drinks can you buy for the dance student? Okay. From this word, we want to write at the first the inequality. Step 1, write the inequality. And we have this word, we have 0.80 times the number of bottles water. Then we have a plus. Then we have here 1.25 times the number of sports things. Then we have here is less than or equal to. Then we have here $20. So the variables we can here represent x, let s, x, the number of the bottles of water, and y, the number of sports drink that Dominic you can buy. So we can write now 0.8 times x plus 1.25 times y less than or equal 20. Then we want to solve this inequality. Solve the inequality for y. So we can write 0.x plus 1.25y less than or equal 20. We can remove 0.8x to the next side. Remains here 1.25y less than or equal negative 0.8x plus 20. Then we can divide the two sides by 1.25. You will get here y less than or equal 0.8 divided by 1.25 will be 0.64, and 20 divided by 1.25 will be 16. Now we want to graph. Graph the inequality because Domenico cannot buy a negative number of a drinks. So negative values of x and y are non-valuable options. So the domain and range must be non-negative number. Graph the boundary. As you see from this table, if you have x0, put here 0, you will get y what? 16. If you have x10, you can solve, you will get y 9.6. If you have x15, 15 times negative 0.64 plus 16, you will get 6.4. And if you have x24, you will get y 0. So you can represent this point here in the graph. This is the infinity here. And as you see here, we have 0 include this area. So I mean this is the shaded area. This is the closed area. And we use continuous straight line because here we have equals in the sign. So the test point 0, 0 is a solution of the inequality. And if you put here 0 and here 0, is it 0 less than or equal 16? Yes, this is right. So it means this is the area of the solution. Then interpret the solution in the context of the situation. Notice that there are infinitely many solutions of the inequality, because buying a fraction of bottles of water or sports drinks is not responsible. Only the solution is which both x and y are whole numbers, are variable. One variable solution is 10 bottles of water and 8 sports drink. Listen to this example. Solve linear inequality. We want to graph minus 4x plus 7 greater than or equal 11. As you see here, we don't have two variables. It's just we have one variable. Here just we have one variable. So step 1, graph the boundary. We want to solve this inequality. We can remove 7 from here, subtract 7 from the two sides. 11 minus 7 will be 4. Then we can remove negative 4 from here. So divide the two sides by negative 4 and switch the sign because you divided by negative number. You will get x less than or equal negative 1. The second step, use a point test. We can, at the first, we can use 0, 0 as a test point. So this is the inequality. Put the value of x0. Is it negative 4 times 0 plus 7? Is it greater than or equal 11? So negative 4 times 0, 0. It means here 7. Is it 7 greater than or equal 11? No, not greater than or equal. So shade the half plane. We have here x equal minus 1. Represent minus 1, then draw continue lines because here we have equals in the sign. And this line parallel with y. Then as you see, 0 not include. 0 not include because the test is not correct. So 0 not include means the area of the solution will be the left area. So we can shade this area. So since the test point is not a solution of the inequality, so shade the half plane that does not contain the test point. In this example here, the same idea. The graph of y equal 3x minus 4 is shown. You have this graph for this equation. Consider the solution of this inequality y greater than 3x minus 4. Write each point in the appropriate column. Here in this column, as you see, we have is a solution and here is not a solution. So we can do test for each one. Minus 5, minus 3. We can put the value of x minus 5. 3 times minus 5 will be minus 15. Minus 15 and minus 4 will be minus 19. Is it less than minus 3? Yes. So means this is in solution. And here, as you see, if you take Michel, Muhammad Hanai, if you take 2, 2, substitute this value here. 2 times 3 will be 6. 6 minus 4 will be 2. Is it 2 less than 2 or 2 greater than 2? No. So it means this point not in the solution. So to know if the points include in the solution or not include in the solution, we can take test in this inequality. If the inequality right, means put the point in the solution. If the inequality not right, means put the point in the not a solution. So this is our lesson for today. Who has any question about these ideas? No questions? طيب. I will send to you inshallah the homework in the teams. Try to solve it today, then send me again in the teams. Then maybe after tomorrow, we'll have the quiz in this chapter, because this is the last lesson in this chapter. I will inshallah send to you a message about the information in the marathon. So this is our period for today. Thank you for your listening. Have a nice day. See you tomorrow inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.